Welcome back to the Deep Dive. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Today, we are looking at it's a fundamental crisis, but it's also a massive opportunity, especially for digital agencies.
It really is. The whole game is changing. The era of, simple retrieval is ending. We're in the age of synthesis now.
That sounds dramatic, but when you look at the data, it's not an exaggeration at all. We are squarely in the age of the answer engine.
Exactly.
And that's why we're focusing on this critical report from SEO Vendor by Jeannie Brauts. It's called What is AI Visibility in SEO?
Came out just last month. It's incredibly timely.
It is, and this deep dive is really for everyone in the agency growth initiative, because if you're running an agency, let's be honest, your reporting meetings have gotten so much harder.
Well, absolutely.
We're seeing, over 50% of search queries now result in 0 clicks. It's just an AI snippet at the top.
Right. And Jeannie's paper is so important because it really codifies this new discipline she calls GEO.
Generative Engine Optimization.
Yep. Generative Engine Optimization.
Okay, let's get right into that. We've all been doing SEO for 20 years. You optimize a page, a crawler indexes it, and it ranks. How is GEO really, functionally different? Is it just a rebrand?
No, it's a completely different mechanism. Traditional SEO is all about retrieval. You're helping Google find your document and put it on the right shelf, basically.
Yeah.
GEO is more about training. You're trying to teach a large language model, Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever it is, that your content is the primary source of truth.
So you want the model to actually ingest your content.
You want it to ingest it so that when it constructs an answer later, it's using your facts, your data.
So in old SEO, I wanted to be a book on the top shelf that someone checks out.
Right.
In GEO, I want to be the memory inside the librarian's head, so they just quote me without even looking.
That is a perfect analogy. And for an agency, that completely moves the goalpost. You're not just selling traffic anymore.
You're selling, what, mentions?
You're selling brand mentions. You're selling share of voice inside a chat window. And if your client isn't part of that synthesized answer, they are, for all intents and purposes, invisible.
And the numbers here are just staggering. The source says ChatGPT hit 800 million weekly users back in April of 2025. That was almost a year ago.
I know. People aren't just typing keywords. They are having full-on conversations with these things.
Right. It's not best CRM software anymore.
No, I run a small dental practice with, say, 15 employees.
Yeah.
What's the best CRM for handling appointment reminders? The AI synthesizes an answer, and you need to be that answer.
Which, that brings us to the absolute nightmare for agencies. Attribution.
The black box problem.
Exactly. If the AI says, use Dentalforce CRM, and the user just goes straight to their site, the agency that did all the work gets 0 credit in their analytics.
And the client wants to see ROI. They want to see the line go up.
Yeah.
But that customer journey is now completely invisible.
This is where Jeannie's section on the agency toolkit in the report is, I think, the most valuable part. She talks about creating an audit trail for AI visibility.
Yes, this is crucial.
So let's unpack these tools. She mentions Ranklin's and Core AI. How are these different from, a standard rank tracker? Can I just go ask ChatGPT my question and see if my client shows up?
You could, but you might get a different answer every time you ask. The results are fluid. They're personalized.
So it's not a static list.
Not at all. Ranklin's is what she calls an AI response rank tracker. It runs thousands of queries daily across huge data sets to calculate a probability.
A probability, not a rank.
A probability. It'll tell you something like, in 40% of conversations about dental CRMs, your brand is the one recommended. It's about averages, not a fixed position.
Okay, now that is something you can actually put on a slide in a quarterly review. That's a billable metric.
Exactly. And you pair that with the other tool, the SEO strategist. Think of that as like a flight recorder for your campaign.
A flight recorder.
It logs every single thing you do, every schema change, every content update, every link you build. And it correlates those actions with the shifts in that AI visibility score from Ranklin's.
So if I update an FAQ page on a Tuesday to specifically answer a question, and my share of voice in the AI goes up on Friday?
You can draw a direct line. You can show the client, we did this and this was the result. It takes you from, trust me, this is working, to here's the proof.
That feels absolutely vital, especially because the source says these AI models update so frequently now, much faster than the old Google Core updates.
Oh, constantly. You can see these strange surges or dips in visibility that have nothing to do with your work. The model just changed its mind. Without these tools, you're flying blind.
Okay, so let's get into the how. We've got the tools to track it, but how do we actually influence it? Jeannie's article talks about speaking machine.
Right. And this is where it gets a little technical. For the last, decade, we've been told, write for humans, not for robots.
Yeah. Content is king, all that stuff.
Exactly. But with GEO, you kind of have to do both. You have to think about how an LLM actually parses information. The report really emphasizes structural changes.
Like breaking up long paragraphs.
Yes, splitting long blocks into short logical chunks. It's about probability. LLMs are prediction engines. If you bury a key fact in the middle of a dense, flowery paragraph, the retrieval friction is too high. The model is less confident that your sentence is the answer.
But if I structure it with, say, a clear headline.
A clear H2 header, like what is the price of this service, followed by a direct sentence. The service costs $50 per month. You're reducing ambiguity. The model's confidence score goes up, and when it's confident, it cites you.
So clarity isn't just a style choice now. It's a technical requirement.
Precisely. And that leads directly to schema markup. Jeannie calls it giving the AI a map.
I feel like schema is one of those things every agency knows they should do, but it's the first thing to get cut when budgets are tight.
You just can't skip it anymore. Not in 2026. Think of it like a name tag for your data. You write a product review. A human sees it's a review. A machine just sees a string of text.
But schema tells it what each piece is.
Exactly. It wraps the text in code and says, this part is the price, this is the author, this number is the star rating. You're removing the guesswork.
And when the AI doesn't have to guess, it's more likely to trust your data and use it.
Right. And there's a really critical study from SEMrush, cited in the article. It found that up to 52% of sources in Google's AI overviews match the top 10 organic search results.
Wait, hang on. Let's pause on that. That's a huge overlap.
It is.
So half the time, if you just do good traditional SEO and you rank well, you'll get into the AI answer anyway.
Roughly. But you have to flip that coin. That means 48% of the time, almost half the AI is pulling from sources that are not in the top 10 blue links.
That's the opportunity gap.
That's the gap. But it also proves that a strong technical foundation, page speed, mobile friendliness, is still the bedrock. It sits on top of good SEO. It doesn't replace it.
You can't put a smart roof on a crumbling house.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of building, we have to talk about content production. Segment 4 of the source gets into AI-generated content, which is a huge trap for agencies trying to scale.
Oh, I see this pitch all the time. We have an AI tool. We can write 500 blog posts for you in an hour.
It's the scale trap. Yes, AI can help you scale. It's great for filling topic gaps, what the report calls enhanced keyword coverage. But the risk is massive.
You mean the content just sounds robotic?
It's worse than that. It's about trust. If the AI hallucinates a fact or gets something wrong, you are actively poisoning your own brand's authority. Search engines are getting really good at detecting what they call low information gain content.
So what's the solution for an agency that needs to scale?
The source frames this perfectly for the Agency Growth Initiative. The mantra is human oversight is essential.
The human safety net.
Right. The SEO vendor approach she describes is sort of a cyborg model. You use the AI for the heavy lifting, the drafting, the structure, but you have expert human reviewers.
No, the human isn't writing from scratch, but they're not just hitting publish either.
They're acting more like a compliance officer. They're doing quality assurance. Did the AI make up a statistic? Is the tone on brand? It prevents that bland copy problem and protects your topic trust.
I like that framing. The human editor as a compliance officer. You're not selling writing, you're selling verification.
And in a world of infinite, cheap AI content, verified accuracy is the premium product.
Okay, so we fixed the website, we have the tools, we're creating clear, verified content, but the source says that's still not enough. We have to go beyond the website.
This is probably the biggest mental shift for old-school SEOs. To win at GEO, you have to build authority outside of your own URL. She calls it the high-trust concept.
Because the AI isn't just looking at your site, it's looking at what everyone else says about you.
Correct. LLMs are trained on the entire open web. So they're picking up on these high-trust mentions. If your brand is mentioned on Wikipedia, in trade magazines, on Reddit, on review sites like G2...
the AI learns to associate your brand with authority on that topic.
Yes. It's like building a reputation. There's a Princeton study from 2024 cited that says, essentially, the more external sources cite you, the more the AI will pick you. You have to meet users where they are.
So digital PR isn't just about getting a backlink for link juice anymore. It's It's about training the data model.
That's a brilliant way to put it.
Yeah.
You are planting seeds of information across the web to train the AI about who you are and what you're an expert in.
Which means agencies need a whole new set of metrics to report on.
A completely new set. It's not just domain authority, it's mention frequency. How often does the model even name your client's brand?
And sentiment analysis.
Crucial. Is the AI saying good things or bad things? If all your mentions are complaints on Reddit, the AI will synthesize that into users often report bugs with this software.
You've just optimized yourself into a negative review.
And finally, share of voice.
Yeah, comparing your brand's appearance in AI results against your competitors. If the AI is asked about your industry 10 times, and you show up once but your competitor shows up 8 times, you have a major problem.
This really expands the scope of what an agency does. You're not just a website technician anymore. You're a reputation architect for the entire internet.
That is the future. You're managing the brand's existence in the digital consciousness of the AI.
So let's tie this all together. We've gone from the death of blue links to the rise of audit trails and the need to architect a reputation. What's the core mission for an agency listening to this right now? I think the summary is that we've moved from a world of finding information to a world of getting answers. And for agencies, that means you have to use these new tools, these core AI checks, to maintain audit trails because things are just moving too fast. But fundamentally, knowledge is most valuable when it's structured for retrieval.
Structured for retrieval.
Make it easy for the machine to find you, to understand you, and then to repeat what you said. The agencies that plan for these new chat-style search habits are the ones that are going to survive and thrive.
It's a whole new world, and it leaves me with one final thought I've been wrestling with since reading this article.
Go for it.
We've been talking about becoming the answer, but here's the question for all the agency owners out there. If users stop clicking because the AI gives them the answer directly, how does a business actually monetize that?
That is the billion-dollar question, isn't it?
Right. If the AI reads my blog, learns my expertise, and then just gives my advice to the user without sending them to my website, I've won the trust game, but I've lost all the traffic.
It suggests a future where the website isn't the storefront. The website is the database. It's the source of truth, but the transaction might happen somewhere else entirely.
Exactly. The future of SEO might not be about driving traffic at all. It might be about brand survival in the mind of the AI. And you're not optimizing for a click anymore. You're optimizing for a direct recommendation.
And learning how to measure that and charge for it is the new frontier for every agency.
That is a lot to think about. We'll have to leave it there. A huge thank you to the team at SEO Vendor and Jeannie Brouts for this incredible source material.
Absolutely. It's a roadmap for the next few years at least.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. Go check your audit trails, polish up your schema, and start architecting. We will catch you on the next one.